Why knowledge matters.
What do I mean by being mindful? Yannick, it's so easy that it almost defies belief that this very simple process results in health, longevity, um, improvements, as you said, in interpersonal relationships. You're seen as charismatic. Everything seems to improve. And all you need to do is actively notice new things. Now, most people think they know, whatever it is. Everybody has their list of things they're sure of. But because everything is always changing, everything looks different from different perspectives, we can never know. Right? So when we're sure, we're actually being mindless. Now, if you actively notice new things about the things you thought you knew, you'll see you don't know them, and then your attention naturally goes to it. Another way of becoming mindful is just to accept that you don't know. And people are afraid not to know, but that's largely because they think other people know and they don't want to look stupid. All right, so I'm here to tell you, your guests, that nobody knows. You can't know. And oftentimes when I'm lecturing, to prove this point or make it come home for people, I ask a very simple question. How much is one in one? So this is something that everybody thinks they know. Yannick, how much is one plus one?
Well, in abstract mathematics, of course, it's two.
Okay, yeah, right. And everybody says to, and if I was speaking to you on the street, you just walk away from me thinking, what is she talking about? Why am I wasting my time? But it turns out that one in one is not always two. If you add 1 watt of chewing gum plus 1 watt of chewing gum, 1 plus 1 is 1. You add 1 cloud plus 1 cloud, 1 plus 1 is 1. You add 1 pile of laundry plus 1 pile of laundry, 1 plus 1 is 1. So in the real world, 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2 as or more often as it does. Right? So if the most basic thing we think we know, we don't really know, people should take a lesson from that and realize with everything changing, with every body changing every day, as soon as we think we know, we're confusing the stability of what's in our minds with what's actually going on. Many years ago, Yannick, I was at a horse event. Now, you haven't told people, but I'm Harvard, Yale all the way through. All right. I mean, I have awards, very impressive. Okay, so even a genius award. So now I'm at this horse event, and this man asked me, can I watch his horse for him? Because he's going to get his horse a hot dog. Well, I've just told you how smart I am. So, I try not to be rude. I tell him I'll watch his horse, but I'm thinking to myself, what is he, crazy? Horses are herbivorous. They don't eat meat. He comes back with the hot dog, and the horse ate it, which made me realize that everything I think I know could be wrong. In fact, one way of seeing mindlessness is that we're frequently in error but rarely in doubt. Now, most of our facts, or many of our facts, one way or the other, come from science. Science doesn't give us absolutes. Science gives us probabilities. Essentially saying if you were to do the exact same experiment again, which you can never do exactly the same thing, but if you were, you're likely to get the same finding. So many horses don't eat meat is very different from horses don't eat meat. Okay, so these probabilities, these maybes, are translated into absolute facts. That's what we teach kids in school, whether it's medical school, graduate school, or elementary school. That's what your parents are teaching you. That's what most lecturers are teaching you. So they're teaching us absolutes, and as a result, we're going to be wrong in several contexts. So if you just understand what I've said so far, and now, after we finish talking, Yannick, somebody says to you, Yannick, how much is 1 plus 1? So you're no longer going to blurt out 2. You're going to pay attention to the situation, and then you'll probably answer, well, it could be 2, rather than, I know it's 2. All right? So everything becomes new, everything becomes interesting again. And that when somebody tells us something that we don't agree with, or we don't understand, rather than disparaging them, we're more likely to ask them what they mean. So if you were a teacher and little Yannick, when you asked how much is 1 plus 1, and he says 1, rather than look at him and have the class look at him as if he's stupid, What you would do now is say, Yannick, how did you come to that? And then everybody would learn something.
That's why knowledge matters. Make your life a masterpiece. Visit now programs.the-ykm.com.